I'm being joined by Ms. Mihoko Kumamoto. She's the Director, Division for Prosperity, UNITAR, on building local capacity for an inclusive future. Wonderful session that took place, and of course the big focus about women empowerment, women prosperity, and what role does AI play in it. If you could shed more light into what's happening in your country, and are there any possibilities of collaborations over here with Indian startups, Indian companies, and the government of India?
Okay, thank you so much. Well, of course, women and AI is such an important topic. And as I mentioned in the session, right now, women's role in AI is still limited. Like particularly when we look at AI expert, designer, or engineers, the percentage of women is still very, very low, and it's a major, major problem. So what we are really pushing as the UN agency, UNITAR, is to encourage women to participate, utilize AI much more effectively, and particularly in the area of AI experts or AI scientists, so that they could really reflect on women's needs from the scratch, from designing. So that's what we are hoping for, we are pushing. And again, India is such an AI hub, it's a global hub. So we are really hoping to be able to collaborate much more with your beautiful country.
It's very interesting a statistic that you mentioned, that women are less savvy when it comes to using AI, or what is the reason that the ratio of men versus women when utilization and end usage of AI is more with men than with women?
Right. Well, I think it's a really good question. And when you look at statistics, the number changes depending on the level of socio-economic status. So as I mentioned, when we look at low and middle income countries, the percentage of male users and female users for AI, the gap will become bigger. But when you look at, say, high-income countries, the gap will become less. But at the end of the day, this is closely related to gender topic. Women, unfortunately, particularly in fragile states, they have more limited access to internet because of social pressure and also digital literacy, education status, so on and so forth. So there are much more bottlenecks for women to have access to internet to start with, and also on top of that, AI. So those are issues, digital divide issue, we're going to have to tackle with head on.
Yes, absolutely. I was talking to Mr. Brijesh Singh just a while ago. He was part of the panel discussion that took place, and particularly the challenges you already mentioned. You know, there is gender divide, you talk about languages, and particularly in India, you know, when you go to the remotest and the rural parts of India, there are several languages that are spoken. Unfortunately, AI at this point of time is using only a single language, which is English. How soon do you think these challenges can be overcome, and why it is important for homegrown companies in AI to be able to reduce that divide?
Yeah, it's a really good point. I really hope that, you know, this bias issue that we have faced with right now, English being the dominant language, and also gender point, you know, large majority of AI experts are male. I really hope that this, you know, these current barriers will be addressed as soon as possible. Right now, you know, as you know very well, we have faced with this challenge, but I'm hoping there will be acceleration of efforts to address these gaps, and you know, this speed will really get fast-tracked. So we'll see. But you know, from the UN, UNITAR, we are really putting much more efforts to address these issues as soon as possible.
Also do want to understand, because that has been the issue that countries across the globe are facing when it comes to building frameworks, regulatory frameworks around artificial intelligence. There has been a lot of misuse that has been reported. How can United Nations work together with countries to come up with a unified framework?
Right. Well, there have been lots of discussions at multiple places to come up with so-called guardrails to ensure AI or digital technology are used for good. So, for example, in Geneva every year there is this big summit called AI for Good. And unfortunately, right now there are cases or incidents where digital technologies have brought about some negative consequences. But countries and also the United Nations are working hard together to come up with common framework as quickly as possible. Still, it's work in progress, but a lot of effort is going into it.
Do you also see AI being monopolized by a handful of countries, and by handful I mean United States of America and China? Can there be equity and equality reached so that there is no polarization or lesser polarization that happens?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I mean, right now, we have the current situation, but once again, particularly from the UN point of view, our key principle is to promote Agenda 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, and one of the key principles is to leave no one behind. So our effort is really to focus to support people who have been left behind, including women, youth, people with disability, particularly in so-called developing countries, particularly fragile states. So once again, our goal is to support those people so that they can be included and benefit from AI or cutting-edge technologies. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for talking to us on Newsx.
Thank you so much. Thank you.